Nintendo is hands down my favorite video game company. They have created some fantastic pieces of work that have blown millions away. Games such as Mario, Zelda, Pikmin, Pokemon, Splatoon, Kirby, Smash, you get the point. What I'm trying to say is that I love them to death, and I don't want to see them fail. Unfortunately though, they have made mistakes. Plenty of them in fact. So I come today to speak to you about my love-hate relationship with Nintendo. Let me start off with a bright note and discuss what I love about them. Well, for starters, they are extremely creative. I mean, come on! Who would have thought of an astronaut the size of a quarter building an army of aliens to help him repair his spaceship? Or how about a world where humans train creatures deemed Pokemon to help them fight an adventure? It's undeniable that Nintendo is a group of some of the most creative people on the planet. Some of you might be saying, well, I can create a video game full of colors and amazing creatures and ideas, but if it's not fun to play, what's the point? Well, my friend, don't think I've come empty-handed, because if anyone knows fun, it's Nintendo. I mean, for God's sake, they made a Kirby game about golf, and it's extremely fun. There have only been a handful of Nintendo games that weren't fun, but for the most part, they are beyond fun. They are addicting. I remember in July of this past summer, I replayed through the Thousand Year Door again for 3 days straight. I only got up for the bathroom and hydration. Say what you will about my hobbies, but I won't lie about how much fun it was. The next and last point about the positives of Nintendo is going to have to be their devotion. Even in the roughest of times, like midway through Wii U sales, they managed to create games that were extremely fun. I had an absolute blast with 3D World, and I could never forget all the fun times I had with Pikmin 3. I will forever be grateful towards Nintendo for all the fun times they gave me and my friends. Well, now that you understand why I love them so much, I think you'll have a better time understanding why I lived through all the negatives. The first negative point as to why I hate Nintendo is the treatment of their fans. I'm going to start off with an example. I love Mother 3. It's my second favorite game in the world. Mother 3 came out in 2006 in Japan. The unofficial translation came out a few years later. Notice the word unofficial. We were overwhelming Nintendo with letters and emails and drawings, yet nothing ever happened. We are still waiting here 10 years later, and at the party for the 10-year anniversary, guess who decided to not show up? I don't even have to tell you. The point is that the neglect is unreal. Fans constantly tell Nintendo what they want and what didn't work, yet they decide to ignore us. Paper Mario Sticker Star is a bad game. I could give you a list of why it's bad, but it's something a little Google search can't cover. Anyways, the point is that it was bad. We asked Nintendo not to do it again. Then they announced Paper Mario Color Splash. Guess what game it looks a lot like? Sticker Star! Remember a moment ago where I mentioned that that game was bad? Well, Nintendo decided to plug their ears because they didn't pay mind to any of our criticism. I'm starting to notice a pattern here now that I look. Anyways, the next thing I would like to discuss is the way they protect their IPs and games. Now let me start off by saying that there is nothing wrong with wanting to protect your ideas. I wouldn't want someone blatantly stealing my videos either. One way of protecting your IPs is through something called the DMCA, which stands for Digital Millennium Copyright Act. I'm not going to get into the details of how it works, but recently Nintendo lashed out against some game designers who were using their IPs. They did not sell these games for money, they were completely free, and they didn't harm Nintendo or anyone else, yet they were all hit with a DMCA. Luckily, some people took the extra step of downloading and saving these games and posting them online later, but for Nintendo to just lash out against these creators who were simply just trying to do something for the community was very bad. Then again, a couple years ago in 2013, they lashed out against YouTube by setting it so that any video using their music or games would have all their monetization redirected to Nintendo. This video you're watching right now is going to be claimed by them, so to bypass this you have to submit your video to Nintendo, then after they approve it, they decide to take half the revenue you make from it. And YouTube takes 50% of the original revenue, so basically Nintendo is taking half of your 50%, ultimately leaving you with 25%. Considering how much YouTubers tend to make with only 50, getting only 25 can be devastating. Nintendo has kept this up for 3 years, and even with Kimishima taking the helm after the unfortunate passing of Mr. Iwata, the change will probably not come for a while. That is, if it even comes at all. Now after hearing how much good and bad they've done, I hope you can clearly see my point of view. No one can tell how much good or bad they'll do in the near future, but even through the thick and thin, I and many others will continue to follow behind, eager to see what awaits. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a while since I've uploaded, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe to my channel or just drop a like on this video. Anyways, see you guys later.